Hello, everyone. So, I was able to attend an early premiere of Downton Abbey: A New Era. This film is going to release on May 20th in Canadian cinemas and, of course, you see North American cinemas, but you can find some early showings here and there. So, I have watched, of course, all of the TV series and the first movie that came out in 2019, and I've been anticipating this one. But it comes in at about 2 hours and 5 minutes long. It is directed by Simon Curtis, who is new to Downton Abbey, but I feel like he brings a lot of talent and great things to this movie. And of course, you have all of your favorite characters and cast members returning from the previous movie and, of course, the television series. So, without further ado, let me get into my review for the second Downton Abbey movie, A New Era. So, they haven't quite said if this is going to be the last Downton Abbey anything that we get to the last film, but I was reading that if this is where the film or just the series ends for certain, they're going to be more than fine with how it ended. And I do feel that it can be conclusive enough if we're going for that sort of ending. But in terms of the plot and how it gets there, I'll talk about the ending a little bit. But this will be, of course, spoiler free. But this takes place in 1929. Tom and Lucy are now married and they are looking, of course, to expand where they're going to be living from now on. And part of well, there's kind of two overarching plot lines that come into this movie where Violet gets a letter basically telling her that she's come into possession of a villa in the south of France. It is a very big, expansive villa, and it was mysteriously given to her, and they have to figure out the reason why it was. All she really gives the family is that it was given to her because she spent a week with the owner of the villa like 60 years ago. And what she thought was a joke at the time about him giving her possession of the villa turns out to be true. So they have to figure out why the villa is now going to be in her name because Violet is too unwell to travel at this time. So she's staying back home at Downton. And of course, they have to deal with the family who is rightfully pissed off that they were not written into the will or the will was not given to them for possession of the villa. So they have to go down there and basically kind of diffuse the situation and again like I said just make certain that the process is smooth for the family members who are going to be taking through possession of this villa in France because Violet does not want to take it upon herself. And while that is all happening, a film company comes to Downton and they want to film a movie that starts off as a silent picture, but things just kind of go haywire in a lot of ways that, of course, filming movies can go from the cast and crew not getting along with the, of course, everyone who operates and runs Downton. There's issues with how the movie's being made and of course too just how Downton is being treated within it, but they have to come together and basically make certain that this movie works for every single party that is involved either making the movie or operating Downton. And I do find that these two storylines did really come together very, very well, kind of in the midsection of this movie, about like I want to say the halfway point. The stories just intersect very, very well, and it's told and acted absolutely brilliantly. Where I found that a lot of people and a lot of course, the cast members get a really good chance to shine. Of course, if you're hoping for some more answers from plot lines that were set up in the TV show and, of course, the last movie, not everyone gets a lot of screen time or their characters flushed out quite a bit. A lot of the characters do play more supporting roles. So there are going to be some things left unanswered, which I can get how they might rub some people the wrong way, but that's why I'm hoping that they can do maybe another miniseries or like another movie that they can absolutely answer everything by the end of well, I mean, if this isn't the end of Downton, that they can answer all the questions. But I found that everything was acted absolutely brilliantly. And again, too, when they had characters absolutely shine, it was things that made me happy and things I kind of been longing for in this series to give a lot of characters who give a lot to other people more something to do on their own. And of course, too, this movie can get into some mysterious things, some kind of like, I don't really want to use the word darker, but a lot more heavy themes that it can jump into. So it can be absolutely hilarious. The jokes in this are really, really funny. And every single one of them lands in terms of either just being really witty or just characters being so goofy or out of place in certain scenarios that they're put in. Like, of course, Carson having to deal with the film company at Downton was easily one of the funniest parts of the whole movie. But I found it was able to bounce again between like funny, dark, serious, mysterious, things like that. all of these different emotions and themes very, very well. And again, it just made for a really brilliantly paced movie that's very interesting. You get to learn a lot about the cast and crew, and of course, all these new characters. I found that again, just stories intersected very, very well, and it was something that it was a story that I was very pleased to learn about, and I was excited to learn about. And when everything was again fleshed out on screen, it was very, very conclusive and just satisfying to watch. And again, when it comes to costume design, set design, all these things, the music, it's flawless. It's absolutely beautiful and brilliant, just as everything Downton before it has been already. So you expect nothing less, and you get nothing less than that. It's absolutely fantastic in pretty much every single regard. And really, I quite enjoyed this film. I do think that if we're just kind of taking the two movies back to back, and if I had to compare them, I do think I like the first one more, just in terms of the story that it told there and kind of what that story meant for growing Downton. But this was very, very well done. I enjoyed seeing all the cast and crew definitely have a bit more fun in this movie. Cast and crew being, of course, the actors and then the characters themselves. But I did really, really enjoy this film, and with everything taken together, again, just from absolutely brilliant production design, brilliant acting, brilliant music, and what I thought was a very heartfelt, touching, and again, if this is a conclusive end to Downton Abbey, I do feel like it was conclusive enough. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. I do highly recommend it to anyone who's a fan of the shows. Of course, I wouldn't recommend it if you haven't seen Downton or if you didn't like it. This does follow the same pacing and things like that, same storytelling. So if you thought it was too slow, things like that, you're definitely gonna have some of those problems here if you're a fan of them. So yeah, but of course, if you like Downton, definitely check this one out. And if you have already seen it, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And if you like this review, you can give it a thumbs up and check out everything I do on this channel through a playlist down below. And for convenience sake, I'll link some up top here. Thank you for subscribing and clicking that little bell so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out everything I do live stream wise, there's a link to my Twitch in the description of this video, and of course my channel bio. And on both of those places, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, television, pretty much well, I've already said TV, but everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community, help make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.